Hello everyone and welcome to my channel. This pick a card reading is going to take a look at your person, whether it be a friend, a family member, or a love interest. I'll leave that up to your discretion. We're going to be taking a look at their focus right now. So where is their focus? Where is your person's focus right now? If you have not, as of yet, chosen a card on the table, you can do that now by going directly to the portion of the video that has a picture clip and a video clip up close in silence. It's so that way you're completely undisturbed during your selection process. You can go directly to that portion of the video. There are timestamps below that'll take you there. You can, again, take as much time as you need to pause on the screen and choose. And let's say during your selection process you feel led to pick more than one card on the table. By all means, listen to your intuition, pick whatever you feel is necessary to get the most out of this reading for you. These readings are timeless, so whether you watch it at the upload time or sometime later down the road, whenever it's placed into your awareness and you feel an intuitive nudge to watch, there indeed may be a message here for you. Nonetheless, what I always say is that these readings are general. Can't possibly expect to connect with the very many of you that will be watching, although I hope you manage to find a message here. But what I always say is that if you don't, that is totally okay. I trust that the universe, right? If I'm not the reader for you, the universe will guide you to the right messages that you need for confirmation on your journey, because that's how the magic works. This is also a love reading, right? And sometimes with love messages, roles can be reversed, interchangeable, vice versa. There might be some things that I might say that would describe more of you, and then other things that I might say that might describe more of your person, right? So use your discernment as far as what applies to who, right, in that case. So with all that said, being Star Family, I'll go ahead and leave you here, and I will meet you directly at your reading of choice. Pile number 1, you chose this card here. There is a message on the back of this, so I will be sure to incorporate it into the reading. I want to get some cards on the table first. So we're looking at your person. We want to see where their focus is. Your person could be a friend, a family member, someone that you're interested in romantically, maybe even somebody you haven't heard from in a while. So we're going to see what their focus is. Let's start with this is the Angel Influences Tarot. I hope I'm saying that right. Or Influence of the Angels Tarot. So let's see, your person's focus, pile number 1. Where is their focus right now? All right, so that's 3 cards. We have the Ace of Swords, the Hierophant, and the 9 of Swords. Okay, this is a very interesting combination. And the reason why I feel it is because you have the 9 of Swords here and you have the Ace of Swords. One brings clarity while the other one is kind of like drowning in fear, worry, anxiety, stress, and other things like that. Your person's focus, okay, right now could definitely be, especially if it's the Hierophant, it could definitely be on their spiritual journey or on their studies, because the Hierophant can talk about higher education, also moving up in career, being either an understudy or being mentored by somebody so they can kind of work their way up the chain or the ladder, if you know what I mean. The keys represent knowledge, and we do have books in the card, so I do wonder if they're working towards something, trying to level themselves up, and right now their focus is on being committed to that path or devoted to what they set out to do. However, whatever it is that they have committed themselves to with the Hierophant is definitely stressing them out in some way with the 9 of Swords, okay? And there's something that they're worried about or that they're struggling to kind of gain clarity on. Maybe they're losing sleep over something. Perhaps they struggle with sleep. Maybe they don't get enough sleep. Maybe they're I guess they have insomnia or something is the feeling here of the 9 of Swords. But it could be that they're up late, working, studying, trying to figure out life, right? Maybe their thoughts keep them up at night, and that's part of where their focus is, trying to get through the day, trying to figure out what their path is, what their purpose is, perhaps what their spiritual, right, calling is. That is where their focus is right now. They could be cramming, right? Cramming for an exam or studies, or trying to again, work their way up the ladder in some way, whether it be in their career or their education, and that's causing them a lot of stress and sleepless nights, maybe anxiety, and even I would go so far even to say frustrations. The Ace of Swords, though, is indicating that they've gotten or they're about to receive a light bulb moment. So if there's anything when it comes to what they're focused on right now, and they didn't have the answers for with the Nine of Swords, the Ace of Swords will eventually deliver it. So they will get the communication, the answer that they need, maybe the sync, the download, the epiphany moment with the Ace of Swords, in order to help them kind of make sense of what they are experiencing at this time. For some of you out there inquiring about someone, the Hierophant does speak of marriage and commitment. So somewhere in that situation of a marriage or commitment, whether it be with you or somebody else, I don't know, there's some concerns in that with the Nine of Swords. Okay, they could be thinking the worst. They could be stressing out over their relationship, because the Hierophant does talk about commitment and marriage and things that you're devoted to, whether that be to people or whether that be to, you know, a spiritual calling or purpose or education or whatnot. So again, either way it applies. There's something, right, that they are worried about when it comes to whatever it is that with the Hierophant that they have committed themselves to. There's some kind of communication. Okay, going back, I feel like going back and forth. I don't know if that's between them and someone else, them and you, but there's some kind of also, I feel like, stressful communication, and they're trying to make sense of maybe a last or previous conversation that was had between them and someone, and that is also where their focus is. They're trying to understand the conversation, and it's feeling like an exchange, the exchange that was between, okay, them and someone else, maybe them and you, or maybe them and their job or their professor, right, with the Hierophant card. There's some kind of dealings, okay, that I'm getting here with them and someone else that's kind of like having them concerned. The Ace of Swords, though, is going to eventually reveal what they needed to understand, give them an answer where at one time there wasn't. So they'll get their clarity, they'll get their epiphany moment, and it'll all make sense to them. But right now their focus is on what they can't understand or what they're trying to get through. Okay. So it could be that, you know, again, the last time you talked with them, they were trying to maybe make sense of what was exchanged between you two. Because the Hierophant talks about knowledge. So whether you're actually acquiring knowledge because you're studying or you're learning something, you could learn something, right, that you didn't know before in a conversation with somebody. And they're trying to understand what that was all about. So this is a very interesting combination with these three cards. I just feel like their focus is on trying to understand something, trying to maybe understand themselves, their journey, their purpose, and try to make sense of how they can get through what they've signed up to achieve or signed up to accomplish, right? If they committed to something, they want to follow through with it. The feeling is here with the Hierophant, but they're also struggling in the process of, again, following through with what they committed and devoted themselves to at this time. The Ace of Swords does give them a brand new start, brand new beginning. It opens the door to something, okay? Maybe the feeling here also is their focus right now is that maybe they open the door to something, okay? And they decided to walk through it and commit themselves to something, but then realized after they did it, they bit off more than they could chew. And that would be the energy of the Nine of Swords. So here would be the open door. They decided to commit and walk through. And then now that they did, they're worried that they bit off more than they can chew. So right now, there's a lot of concern, right, about whether they'll be able to finish or accomplish or figure out a solution, right, that is needed in regards to something that they have signed up for. Ace of Swords brings information, phone call, email, text. So that information could help relieve this. of them, or it can bring them knowledge or an awareness that they didn't have before. And it's like, now that they know, they can't unknow it, right? Now that they know, they gained the information or knowledge, communication came through. Now that they acquired it and they know it, they can't unknow it with the Nine of Swords. And that's where their focus is right now. For some out there, I also feel like where their focus is on their awakening. So they might have just woken up to the world, right? Or they've had a spiritual awakening. I also see this as that. And now they can't look at the world through the same lens that they had before. It's just, they're different. And they've changed, they've shifted, they've walked through that door. They've had the Ace of Swords deliver truth to them, clarity and clear sight that they didn't, again, have before. So now that they have this fresh perspective on life and everything like that, they can't unknow now. They can't unsee now. And that can be difficult when you're trying to process all of that, like process the reality of life and the world for what it really is. The blinders are off. Okay, so some kind of blinders were lifted for some of you watching this as in regards to your person. Some blinders were lifted and they see the truth and the reality of their spirituality, or maybe of their spiritual journey, of people, right? The people in their life, maybe their education, the education system they signed up to, the marriage, maybe they're getting the truth of the matter in regards to a marriage or somebody they committed themselves to. And they're seeing life and people, places and situations for what it really is. And it's changed something in them. And now it's kind of like the feeling of the Nine of Swords is feeling bombarded by all of those things that have been revealed to them now, and trying to process it. Okay, so that's what I have in regards to your person, where their focus is right now. Again, you know, sometimes the focus may or may not be love related. It could be on other things, right? You could be inquiring about a romantic partner that the relationship is really good right now, right? But there's other things going on in their experience, and that could be where their focus is, right? So just laying that out there. Let's see if we can get 3 cards. I'm not taking these on any particular cards. I just want, some clarification, maybe a little bit more information. Oh, it's too many. I just want at least 3. All right, oh, nice, 3. All right, let's see what we got. Self-sufficient. Okay, that ties in very much to, again, climbing the ladder, right, in their career. Maybe, again, they've signed up for studies or to advance, right, to learn more or get a degree or get a certificate, right? That does fall in line, because if you take on extra study, or you decide to switch up your field of work or study, the purpose is, right, to maybe get more out of your life, right, and advance and make more money or sustain yourself. So again, that does make sense. Also, if you're looking at, or let's say this person is in a situation right now, maybe they're in a commitment with somebody, maybe they've had some realizations, maybe they feel like they want to go it alone, right? Maybe they've had a wake-up moment in regards to a commitment or relationship that they're tied to. They might have had a wake-up call with this Ace of Swords and now are kind of considering going single. That's a possibility, and being self-sufficient, but they're still struggling with the idea over here with the Nine of Swords at this time. Okay, so I mean, I see a lot of different scenarios here. So again, take what resonates, leave what doesn't. Use your own discernment in regards to what applies, right? So let's see. Centered and balanced. So yeah, I mean, that definitely to me does make sense, especially when they're struggling with something, and it's kind of like struggling with setting their world right, or struggling even to balance their mindset. Okay, the feeling is here, like I said, I felt some of these some of your people, right, are going through a spiritual awakening. And again, once you see it, you can't unsee it. Once you know it, you can't unknow it. And once we find these things out, once the world gets revealed to us in a very eye-opening way with the Ace of Swords, and truths are revealed with the Ace of Swords, we kind of got to ground ourselves. And this is trying to me, trying to like balance and align oneself spiritually now after the fact. And that is a process, that is a journey, right? Not only that, it's a healthy thing to do to try to stay balanced and aligned despite all the headaches, right, with the Nine of Swords, that or the stresses that you could be undergoing in your everyday life, whether it be with school, whether it be your job, whatever it is that, you know, you've decided to commit yourself to. You know, everything comes with its ups and downs, its fluctuations. You might have your good days, your bad days. But even in the midst of all that, it looks like your person is trying to maintain balance and equilibrium and ground themselves despite of what they might be concerned about over here with the Nine of Swords. So let's see. Moderation and self-control. Yeah, like trying to, you know what that's feeling like? Trying to keep it together. That's what that feels like. Trying to keep it together. They're trying to keep their shit together despite everything that they're struggling with right now with the Nine of Swords. They're trying to keep it together. Okay. So yeah, I mean, that totally makes sense, especially with the centered and balanced card. They're trying to stand over here with the self-sufficient energy, trying to keep it together, stand on their own 2 feet, make sure that they don't kind of like lose their shit, basically. So let's see what this card says. That's where their focus is. They're trying to keep it together. All right, they're trying not to like fall apart inside with the Nine of Swords. Also, I feel here trying to maintain or kind of take care of their mental health is also part of where their focus is right now, with especially with the moderation and self-control, right? That talks about creating healthy habits, healthy patterns and mindsets centered in balance, trying to keep yourself aligned so you're not like out of whack, right? So you're in alignment. That's part of taking care of your mental health too. You know, you want to make sure that you're getting self-care, right? That you're not pushing too hard over here with the Hierophant, because this card can talk about structure, right? Rigidity at times, right? And that can be stressful when you don't feel like you have a lot of freedom to do, to move, to be, right? And you're trying to keep it together. You're trying to keep yourself in alignment that way. So that way you don't create more stress where it doesn't need to be, right? We want to avoid the stressors. It feels like part of your person's focus right now is trying to avoid the stressors in their journey, in their life. Okay, so let's see what this card says. Okay, so it says twin flames, your passion ignites. So this might actually be a twin flame. If it's a twin flame, your person might have had a serious spiritual awakening with these cards, and they're trying to cope and deal with that and kind of like regroup, right, with all of that. No matter what, who this person is, there's definitely a connection here, a divine connection, somebody that you feel an affinity toward with the twin flame energy. Your person, okay, that this person that you have this kind of strong bond or connection with this card is just basically trying to keep it together, not lose their mind, right? No matter what they're dealing with some kind of stress, but they're trying to keep it together for their well-being and mental health right now. And that seems to be paramount, right? So this is what I have for you, pile number 1 viewers. If you feel that this has connected and helped you in some way, please do let me know in the comment section down below. Like, share, and subscribe to support this channel. If you want to take it a step further to support what I do, by all means, please visit me on Etsy. The link to my Etsy store is down below. I have handmade crystal jewelry there, amongst other things that I make by hand on my free time. Pay me a visit at any time to support me further. Much love to you wherever you are. Take care of yourself and always keep shining. Pile number 2, you chose this card. There is a message on the back of this. I will be sure to incorporate that into the reading. We want to take a look at the tarot first to kind of get a look at your person, whether it be a friend, family member, a romantic interest or partner. We want to take a look at where their focus is right now. So let's see, pile number 2, viewers, your person's focus. Where is their focus? And in regards to who it is, right, I'll leave that to your discernment. Like I said, it could be friend, family member, romantic interest, whatever. It could be anyone, really, that you are thinking of. So let's see. Their focus. Pile number 2, viewers. Where is their focus right now? Okay. All right. There's, look, and then there's 2. That's all I needed. I need 3. So let's see. We have the Fool. We have the 7 of Wands, and we have the Ace of Cups. Okay, this is actually pretty cool. Wow. Okay, so their focus right now, especially, let's say if this is new love, all right? And I say new because we have the Fool, and we also have the Ace of Cups. So this could definitely be somebody new in your life, but where their focus is right now is on love, for one, and taking a leap of faith when it comes to love, and being willing to put in the effort, the work, and challenge themselves with the 7 of Wands, because number 7 of Wands can talk about personal and spiritual growth. So it's kind of like challenge themselves to open their heart in order to allow themselves to be receptive when it comes to love. It feels like with the Fool, they're starting over, this person. So whoever this person is, they're starting over in their journey. They're taking a leap of faith in something, and that's where their focus is right now. They know that there's going to be some challenges along the way with the 7 of Wands in regards to this thing on their heart, okay? But nonetheless, they're willing to give it a shot. They're willing to give it all they got with the 7 of Wands. The 7 of Wands is that card that doesn't back down. It doesn't give up a fight easily. It will continue to fight for the things it wants and believes in. It is an energy that fights for love, fights for the things on its heart, and doesn't give up. It's willing to combat if it has to. So what I'm seeing here is that your person, okay, no matter who this is, they are basically looking right now. They're taking leaps of faith in their life because they've put something behind them with the Fool energy. They put the past behind them. They maybe shed some things in their journey and kind of like lighten their load with the Fool energy. This card definitely does not travel with a heavy baggage. It travels with a very light load moving into the future. So they're focused right now on moving forward after they've put something behind them. That something could be, you know, for some of you, it could be a previous relationship that they've moved on from. And now they're kind of ready to step into the world and open themselves up to new love again. Even though, right, it's maybe a little bit of a struggle with it for them to do so with the 7 of Wands. Maybe because they've been hurt before. But at the same time, good things are worth fighting for, right? With the 7 of Wands. 7 of Wands is an energy that knows that. So they're taking a leap of faith by, you know, wanting to explore new territory with the Fool in regards to love, relationships, maybe something in general on their heart. They're taking that step forward in the direction of something that they really desire. They're willing to try. They're willing to give it a go with the 7 of Wands. And they're willing to do whatever it takes to pursue something they care about. Or someone, let's say, that they want or care about, right? Especially if it's, you know, love. The feeling is here. Right now, their focus is on stepping into the new, leaving the past behind, keeping their heart open and receptive, being open and willing to try new things, test the waters. They're also willing to explore, right, the possibilities and even be willing to endure with the 7 of Wands the challenges that might come with it. The thing is that they're ready, willing, and receptive, which is a good thing when it comes to anything that they truly want on their heart. So that's where their focus is. They're willing to give it a shot no matter what it is. It could be even for some, this is maybe a creative with the wands energy, because wands they speak about like divine inspiration and the way that spirit inspires us and motivates us and pushes us, right? It could talk about creativity as well. So this could also, for some of you, your person's focus is on taking a leap of faith in regards to a creative pursuit or a personal goal that they have, because it's something they really, truly, fully desire on their heart. It's something that their heart won't let go, right? Or let it go or let up on it. Right now, also, I see someone here that's also in regards to their spiritual journey, right? Their focus could be on their spiritual journey and truly shedding old aspects of self, leaving parts of the past behind them. With the Fool, taking leaps of faith into the new, learning to trust themselves more in this new chapter of their life. That's where their focus is. And they're willing to do whatever they have to do with the Seven of Wands to heal, right? Because the Ace of Cups can talk about sometimes cleansing and cathartic energy. And I just saw a cardinal right now. That's so cool. I have my back door right over here to my left, and I can see the birds. Anyhow, that was a nice distraction. So anyhow, they're committed to their healing journey. They're committed to starting over, starting fresh. And the cleansing, healing, renewal, rebirth energy of the Ace of Cups, when your water, right, the water's flowing, it's very cleansing and healing. So it's kind of feeling like your person is committed to their healing journey. They're committed to giving themselves a fresh start. They're willing to do whatever they need to do to heal, right? And clear themselves of the past. And anything that they might have with the Seven of Wands struggled with. Okay? So they're devoted to their spiritual path and to cleansing, themselves of those things of the past. They want that fresh start. They want that new energy. They don't want the past, right? The feeling is here that their focus is, on removing themselves fully from the past and stepping into their future. They don't want anything to do with the past or the way they used to be or the people that they used to hang with. It's kind of feeling like they've cleansed, right? They're clearing the slate for themselves. And even though they know some aspects of this new journey may not be easy, they're still willing to take the risk or go that route anyway. So that's where their focus is, right? And they're keeping their heart open the entire way. So again, for some of you, if this is new love, your person is looking to put the past behind them. They don't want to judge future people and experiences based on previous relationships and experiences, you see. It feels like that they are committed to clearing themselves of those things that would have prevented them from allowing themselves to open their heart to new love. They're willing to be a little bit vulnerable, take that leap of faith in the direction of new people, places, and things, right? In order to welcome love in, new things in, new adventures, right? Even with the Fool. They have a lot of resilience as well. You know what the beautiful thing about this is that when I'm looking at these cards, I'm like, this person, right? And this is a rare trait to have, I feel. A lot of times we can become jaded and we allow the world and the way that, right, our heartbreaks and pains that we've been inflicted upon, right? All these things of the world that hurt us and the painful experiences that we've had, a lot of times we can tend to allow it to harden our heart, okay, for a time at least. But this person, they're not allowing their previous experiences to harden their heart. They're willing to explore new territory when it comes to love, their goals, and the things that they truly hold dear to them. Okay, so that's a really powerful place to be, right? when you've been through hell and back and you still don't hate the world, right? Even after the fact. You can still find love and beauty in the world, even if you've been hurt. I would also consider that this is a very strong-minded person. All right. And when they mean something, they mean it. They say what they mean what they say. And you can expect when something is meaningful to them, they will fight for it. And they'll give it all they got again. So cool energy here. I actually like this person's energy. So let's see. What else can we learn about this person? Let's see. Your person, their focus right now. All right, there's two. I just want one more. Wow. Okay, so crisis and disappointment. Do you remember when, look, decision making, hold on, and renewed faith. Wow. Okay, that kind of falls in line with what I was saying. Like, this person, no matter how much upset, heartbreak, disappointment, and pain that they have dealt with, right? They don't allow that to harden their heart. Here's the healing over here with the Ace of Cups, the renewed faith, right? Right there, renewed faith falls in line to me with the Ace of Cups, because it's like, this is new energy. This is a new door. This is a new chapter. Again, with the Fool, right? I feel like they left a lot of this behind. They left a lot of the crisis, disappointment, heartache, pain, loss, all those disappointments. They left all that behind. They're moving away from that. They're stepping into the future. They're leaving the past behind. And the past might have been full of all of that crisis and disappointment, right? And the thing is that they've decided, they made the choice to step away from that and step into the new and leave all that behind them. They made the choice to do that. And moving forward, right, over here has healed or helped them heal and has renewed their faith. Their faith has also, it feels like, been renewed when it comes to the things on their heart, and also when it comes to new love, because we have the Ace of Cups here. So they're looking forward, right? They made the choice to move forward and leave the past behind, and now they're looking forward to new things with the Ace of Cups. Despite, right, any kind of challenges that they might face along the way to these new things, endeavors, or this healing journey, right, or this new love, they're willing. Okay, it's kind of feeling like the Fool goes into something optimistically and excitedly. So they're willing to explore. They're up for anything right now at this point, because their heart is open and receptive. Again, the renewed faith. All right. So yeah, let's see what this card says here. Oh, okay. So it says, manifesting miracles. Your dream is soon to become reality. Trust your heart and continue to follow its guidance, or continue to follow through. So that's what is happening. Your person is following through, right, with the choice that they made to move forward and leave something behind. And they're stepping into this new energy optimistically, looking to see where it leads them. They're up for the challenge if any presents themselves with the Seven of Wands, because they have a lot of resilience, stamina, and it looks like a heart of gold with these two cards, right? Again, that quality of not letting previous scenarios in life that may have hurt them harden their heart completely. And again, that's a very beautiful trait to have, right? So it looks like your person's focus might be on manifesting a goal, could be on manifesting new love, right? And they're trusting. It says trust your heart. Well, the Fool has to take a leap of faith, and that does require trust in oneself and trust in spirit to guide the way into the unknown, right? I always call it my bravery test, because you know, when you take a leap of faith, you don't always know where it's going to lead you, but you have to trust and go anyway, right? And not let the baggage of the past hold you back from what, you know, you want to do, or from what you want to explore, or this new chapter in life you want to pursue. So it says trust your heart, and we have the Ace of Cups. So they are trusting, right, these new experiences. If they're out there, you know, if their focus is on expanding their heart so they can attract love, They are open, right? And trusting and allowing themselves to even be a little bit vulnerable in the process of new love and encounters with new love. And they're following through. They're following through with it and trusting Spirit to guide the way into these new things, whether it be new love, new projects. So their focus is on moving forward and being open and receptive to now receive and manifest, right? And materialize the things that they've had on their heart for some time. It's like attracting it in now because they've released a lot of the past. So part of their focus has been on healing and moving forward so that way they can allow themselves to receive. Okay. So pile number 2, this is your reading. This is what I have for you. If you feel that this reading has helped and connected for you in some way, please do let me know in the comment section down below. Like, share, and subscribe to support this channel if you want to take it a step further to support what I do. By all means, please visit my Etsy shop. The link to my shop or store is down below in the description box. Pay me a visit. I make handmade crystal jewelry there as well as other things on my free time. Check me out. Pay me a visit to support me further if you wish to. Much love to you wherever you are. Take care and always keep shining. Pile number 3, you chose this card, but you actually had 2 fly out. And because this one actually matches my table and didn't photograph well, I just put it behind it. But you actually did have 2 fly out for you for your pile. So I will read these for you and incorporate them into the reading as I get cards on the table. So we are going to be looking at your person's focus. We want to see where their focus is. Your person could be a friend, family member, romantic interest, love partner. I'm going to leave that obviously to your discretion. So let's see. We want to see where their focus is right now. Your person's focus. Pile number 3, viewers. Whoa. All right. So there's 1. I just need 2 more. All right. 1 more, please. Your person's focus. Whoa. Okay. Hold on. Actually, I got 2 more. All right, let's see what this is all about. All right, so we have the Hermit, and I don't read reverse cards. That's just personal preference. I feel like there's enough shadow aspected cards in the deck. Not only that, like if you read intuitively, you might be able to discern as you're reading if it's shadow aspected or not. Okay, so anyhow, but let's see. That's just my rant. All right, so we have the Hermit, we have the 8 of Swords, we have the 9 of Cups, and what else we have here? Queen of Pentacles. Okay, so the Hermit energy, definitely a spiritual pilgrimage card, a card of the soul's journey. The 8 of Swords is oftentimes an energy of feeling stuck, trapped, or limited. So what this is telling me is that your person's focus right now is trying to seek and follow divine guidance. They might be hyper-focused on their spiritual journey and trying to remove the limitations within their mind, body, heart, and spirit with the 8 of Swords in order to free themselves and see things and life, people, places, situations from a different perspective in order to, with the 9 of Cups, find their joy, find self-love, right? And stabilize themselves with the Queen of Pentacles because she's always secure. This is also giving me the vibe that for some of you, this could be somebody you haven't heard from in a while. And the reason why I say that is because the Hermit energy is a card of non-action and sometimes silent. It goes into quiet mode. So you and your person might have had a silent, kind of like a, I don't know what the word is, time apart, I guess, or be maybe a little estranged in some way. The Hermit can go quiet, and it can represent non-action, right? There's a couple of non-action cards, I feel, in the tarot. You have the 4 of Swords, Hermit, Hangman, that kind of thing. And there's a period of like non-action and quiet with the Hermit where they go it alone, they go their own way. So it kind of feels like your person went their own way in order to figure themselves out, get to know themselves better, understand what they wanted out of their life, and try to remove themselves from people, places, and things in order to clear their mind. The Eight of Swords is about shifting the mindset too. There's a need to shift the mindset. So maybe they had to go it alone or kind of like separate in order to understand themselves better with the Eight of Swords, because their mind might have been overwhelmed or kind of like they couldn't get out of their own head in a sense. They might have been getting in their own way. The feeling is here. Nonetheless, the Hermit follows divine guidance, does what it needs to do in order to find itself. So your person is on a journey to find themselves. So if they did take a time out from the connection of the relationship, it was so that way they could try to figure out who they were, what they were about, and what they wanted. Eight of Swords does talk about it's a mindset thing. So sometimes they have to change their mindset, shift their perspective, and that does take time and healing. It takes going into hermit mode sometimes in order to, right, kind of shift themselves out of that vibration. Break the patterns, break the paradigms, right, of the Eight of Swords. Break the mindset that would keep them stuck and trapped in a certain vibration. So I do feel that your person has been on a spiritual journey. And if you haven't heard from them in a while, that's where their focus has been. It looks like with the Nine of Cups, they've been trying to like find their happiness, like, and learn to love themselves again, because the Nine of Cups, I always think of it as the self-love card. And then once you learn to love yourself and you come into wholeness that way, you end up leveling up with the Ten of Cups to where you can share that wholeness with someone else, right? The Nine of Cups is also a wish card and wish fulfillment. The Queen of Pentacles can talk about earthly and material things. Somebody might be Virgo, Capricorn, Taurus with this card as well. There's another aspect I'm seeing here of not only, for one, somebody's person might be on a spiritual pilgrimage to heal themselves, to find their happiness, find out who they are, what they want, to learn to love themselves in order to stabilize themselves with the Queen of Pentacles. And it's like also this feeling, if that's them, the idea is, you know, it's like I got to learn to love myself before I can learn to love someone else. The other aspect of this I'm seeing is that there's been a lot of spiritual growth with the Hermit to remove limiting patterns and mindset. To remove limiting patterns and mindsets, okay, that they've dealt with for maybe most of their life, it feels like. And they've had to take that walk through the shadow with the Hermit and work through those things with the Eight of Swords in order to understand their worth, right? So they can materialize with the Queen of Pentacles or manifest things in their journey. So their focus has been on healing their mindset, healing their vibration, so that way they can attract the wishes on their heart, or they can manifest and materialize with the Queen of Pentacles the wishes on their heart that the Nine of Cups energy represents. So it's like, it feels like a lot of work that they've been doing on themselves personally and spiritually to get to this point where they can now be a magnet to attract the things that they've always wanted to attract. They might have been struggling with their sense of worthiness or deservedness in regards to the wishes on their heart with the Nine of Cups and the things that they wanted to physically materialize. So their focus has been on healing that shadow side that would keep them stuck in a lack mentality or limiting vibration. In order to kind of remove that energy, right? They had to, with the Nine of Cups, learn to love themselves and feel and kind of like know that they're safe and secure with the Queen of Pentacles and establish their foundation outside of, right, the paradigm maybe that they have been stuck in. So it's kind of like breaking out of that old paradigm and reestablishing themselves in a more solid, grounded, safe, secure state of being. And because now they're learning to be and feel more secure in themselves, right? They're learning how to love themselves, feel safe within, and come into wholeness. So their focus has been on healing and manifesting, or healing and learning to love themselves. Their focus has been on their shadow work and the breaking down of old mindsets and patterns and paradigms that would have at one time left them feeling unworthy, unlovable, undeserving. Coming into self-love, finding their happiness within themselves, right? And in the process, feeling stable, coming into stability and security that they perhaps had a struggle with, or feeling and experiencing before. Because with the Eight of Swords, sometimes your mind can get the best of you. Your mind can tell you all kinds of negative things. But this is a feeling of like learning to master your mind. So they have learned on their journey with the Hermit, they have learned to master their mindset, which now makes them, or puts them in a very powerful position with the Nine of Cups to attract the wishes that they've always had, or the desires that they've always held close, and has stabilized, right? They have stabilized their inner being. So they have really been on a journey, it seems, this person. So please know, like, if your person took a time out or time away, they were really working on themselves, it seems. And they were reflecting a lot on what was holding them back. What was keeping them from love? What was keeping them from being able to manifest or feel safe and secure, whether that be in love or in their environment or in their work, right? They were struggling with their mindset and clearing out those things that would keep them stuck from making progress. So I definitely feel that there has been progress, a lot of progress made here, because the Queen of Pentacles is showing us she's secure and stable. She's always surrounded by abundant, beautiful things. So there's love and security here with these two cards. Again, they found self-love and they found a sense of groundedness and security within themselves as well. So that's where their focus has been, finding their joy again. Finding an abundance mindset, right, with the Queen of Pentacles versus one of lack or limitation with the Eight of Swords. They've been learning to be happy, right, to find their happiness again. They've been going through their shadow. That's where their focus has been. And they've been breaking down barriers within themselves at the Eight of Swords in order to do better, be better, and feel better. Okay, so that's where their focus has been. It also feels like right now, because they've done a lot of this work, they're attracting better things into their experience now. Again, like that feeling of like, in order to love somebody else, I had to learn to love myself, or in order to attract, right, the things that I want, let's say in my experience, I had to remove these limiting mindset patterns that I have maybe struggled with. And it took a spiritual journey and being put on the path to pursue that awakening, right, that has now gotten me to this place, let's say, of feeling better, being more secure in my being, in other words. At least that's what the cards feel like they're saying. It's kind of like coming from your person's perspective, you know. The other feeling is here, it's like, how can I offer anything to anyone, right? If I don't first heal myself or fill my cup, I can't offer the kind of love that someone deserves if I'm not whole within myself. You know, so it's kind of feeling like they're making themselves ready by going through that journey. It's like preparing themselves, right, to love someone else by having taken that personal journey. So let's see if we can get 3 cards here. Okay, so I have 3. Whoa, look at that. New level of growth. Yeah, that totally applies. I could definitely see that with the Hermit energy and breaking and shifting out of past patterns and paradigms that would, again, make them feel like they were unworthy or unlovable or undeserving. You know, and it's like when they don't feel worthy, you know, it's like it creates a blockage. Okay, and it looks like they were taking a time out to work on that, so they can remove those blockages within their own mind, body, heart, and spirit. All right, so let's see. Yeah, that makes sense. Look, balanced partnership, right? Like I was saying, there was this feeling of like, how can I offer love to someone else if I don't even know how to love myself, right? It's kind of this feeling of I had to learn to love myself. I had to come into wholeness, right, before I could attract love into my life, or, you know, materialize the manifestations or intentions I had set or put out into the universe. It's like I had to come into my wholeness. I had to step up my vibration in order to then attract these things, or even attract, like the card says, a balanced partner. Yeah, that does make sense. But let's see. Whoa. Do you see that? Limitations. With the 8 of Swords, that's what they were breaking out of. They were breaking out of those mindsets, paradigms, and limitation, that limitation mindset, right? They were getting out of that. They were breaking those barriers in their own mind, body, heart, and spirit. They were breaking them down in order to find their happiness, in order to learn to know, or learn, right, and understand and know that they're worthy, lovable, and deserving. They were finding love within themselves in order then, so they can either offer love, eventually offer love in a balanced partnership, or attract it in, right, and be that divine counterpart. So they had to stabilize themselves and remove limitations. And they've been on that pilgrimage, they've been on that soul journey, right, with the Hermit. And it's been a process. I want to see what these cards say now. Again, you had the 2 fly out for you. I'm going to start with this one first. It says, playfulness, laughter is the best therapy. Have some fun together. Remember, love is the greatest healer. So again, the feeling of learning to be happy, right? Learning to be happy again. or learning to find their happiness and their joy. And that is a healing energy. Laughter is the best therapy. Have some fun together. And remember, love is the greatest healer. So yeah, I mean, if this is somebody in your experience right now, let's say it's not anybody that you've taken a break from, the same thing applies. Their focus is on healing themselves, learning to love themselves, learning to kind of like be on their own or learn their self-worth, right? In order to then be able to offer love to somebody else, they had to come into wholeness and happiness within first. So part of their focus is on learning to love themselves first so they can be prepared and ready at that point to offer love to someone later. But yeah, it looks like for now, it's like maybe laugh, have fun together, love openly and freely, right? Maybe if this is a new person that has entered your life and you're wondering, you know, is this going to lead anywhere? They're still on a healing journey, it seems, but it doesn't mean you can't have fun together. It doesn't mean you can't just enjoy each other's company for now until one or both of you find yourself ready, right? Because again, balanced partnership here. So I love that this is a balanced partnership, or that it has the potential to be, right? Because it means reciprocity. It means equal give and take. So the feeling is here like this person wants to be their best so they can be ready for you, especially if it's a new person or a relationship in general. They want to be at their best so they can be ready for you. Okay. So let's see what this card says. Okay, it says friendship. Nurture the bonds of friendship within your relationship and your love life will dramatically improve. So again, the feeling is here, maybe nurture the friendship first and then it can turn into more. You see? If this is somebody who has taken a break from you, maybe, you know, if there's potential for more here in the future, maybe start off as friends first and then work your way up to that again. All right, and friendship to me is like the strongest foundation you can create in any romantic relationship, actually. So either way, this is about having fun, nurturing each other through, you know, through that playfulness, right? Through those interactions. And it can develop into more. It has the potential to develop into more because it feels here, like with this card, that the feeling is mutual, right? If it's a romantic situation. But it also feels like this person wants to finish their healing journey or healing from the journey that they've been on. They want to kind of conclude that or complete that and make sure that they are well and stable and whole within themselves before they offer love to another to make their 10 cups. Do you see what I'm saying? Because right now they're at the 9 of cups. And it kind of feels like they're on the edge of whether they're ready to make it a 10 cup situation. That's what this feels like. Because Queen of Pentacles is kind of like, I would say, not gender specific or anything like that, but it's very domestic. So whether it's husband or wife, you know, this is about a settling down kind of energy. Whether it's Queen of Pentacles, King of Pentacles, don't matter. It's the same thing. So it's like they're on the brink of wanting to kind of like settle down with someone, but they're still concluding some kind of journey here into self-love at the same time. So the feeling is here, if you can nurture the friendship first, if you can just enjoy each other's company, okay? And allow them to continue to heal and, you know, go through their spiritual journey. If you're willing, right, it could lead to more, is what this is saying. So their focus right now is just finishing up this cycle of their journey where they're learning to heal and love themselves and know that they are worthy of receiving and giving love, okay? and then they have to go through that first. So I hope this makes sense for you guys. Pile number 3, this is your reading. If you feel that this has helped and connected for you, by all means, please do let me know in the comment section down below. Like, share, and subscribe to support this channel if you want to take it a step further to support what I do. Check me out on Etsy. The link to my Etsy store is down below in the description box. Pay me a visit. I have handmade crystal jewelry there that I make by hand on my free time, as well as other things. I'm super creative. So check me out if you want to support what I do here further. Much love to you wherever you are. Take care and always keep shining.